What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Energy Speedrunning. I'm LilKirbs, joined by Easy Speezy, and today we're going to be watching my former world record run in Super Mario Odyssey, the 1 hour flat time. This is the run that definitely confirmed to everyone that it's definitely possible to get it.
So how much time does the language save over the course of the run?
I think in total it saves around 15 seconds over English.
Yeah, but already we see right away the insane movement. Like, I know we're gonna see so many better things, but just right away, it's just so clean.
So speedrunners at the top level, they are shaking as hard as they can for an hour straight, trying to get all these rolls in. You know, the Switch is very, very well known for missing dropping inputs, you know. Here's the big skip I was talking about.
I think I've seen like things like that look like it, but not that clean, like that fast.
So this is known as first moon skip, which is only possible on the 1.0 version of the game because of this right here. So normally you're able to trigger this cutscene here for Madame Brutal, the boss here, only after you get that first moon, which is hidden behind like a rock. But in version 1.0, this loading zone is already there. So you don't actually have to get the first moon to do that. And it saves about 25 seconds if you get it first try. There is a little trick called moon clipping.
Oh,
Mario
so you're
is,
like,
he is out of bounds right now. Straight to the globe. But right here is another trick that I think you'll like to watch.
This entire video is just LilKirbs flexing. He's like, yeah, you'll see how cool I looked right here. But is he ever wrong? No, he's not, because I think I know what's happening right here is you're gonna get teleport. Yeah.
Yep, that's called a dram, because that's the runner who actually discovered it. And we call a lot of other things in this run a dram too. Not that he discovered it, but we just call it dram because why not? He is just all over this game. But you throw Cappy up there, you keep him, and then there's a bullet bill that spawns that you can shake your controller and Cappy will home into it after you hit the moon. And then right here, I'm gonna do a wall clip with the Sphinx to save some time. You go right into the chest room. Normally what you have to do is talk to the Sphinx, but you can just clip into the room, steal the moon, steal the treasure, and then we do it a second time because there's another moon right over here. But right here is the lake clip I was talking about, which was kind of like just recently discovered at the time of this run. So it was pretty new to us, and we had to get used to it pretty fast to actually get sub 1. You kind of go out of bounds.
So many things.
There was a checkpoint actually up there that I up through to.
Oh.
So right here, you can just warp to it, and there's actually a second moon that you can get right away. So I think we mentioned it earlier, but the Joy-Cons and the down throw, this is the one part that we'd actually kind of switch to it so we could use it. I didn't do it properly in this run, but you normally go right over the cheap, and then you just down throw and you can capture it easily. I think nowadays, there's a faster strat that doesn't even need it. You just ground pound and like dive into the move, but that's what we used to do. We used to switch to Joy-Cons in the middle of our run and hope that they don't not work. Because I think there's maybe a clip somewhere, but my Joy-Cons were super wonky. So at the end of this kingdom, I remember it happening like 2 or 3 times. There's a message that pops up on the Switch that your controller disconnected. So it was like right after I hit this, I'm like, wow, I just did a great late clip here. I'm gonna have a great run. And then that message pops up and there's nothing you can do. You lose 7 seconds to that.
When you were doing this run, were there any like tricks that you knew about but you decided not to implement because they might have been too difficult at the time, or were you using basically like everything?
There is one strat that was in Sand Kingdom. It's a slightly different route. I think there was like one person, Nicroveta, he went for it for a little bit. It saves like 6 or so seconds, I think. But the cycle for it is just insanely tight and no one was ever able to make it like super consistently. I think this is the kingdom that I blamed I didn't get the sub 1 hour on because I had a couple of those dropped inputs I was talking about earlier, how they happen pretty often.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I remember just being like, okay, whatever, just move on from it. This next kingdom here, Lost Kingdom, is my personal favorite to watch. To run, it's super stressful, but to watch a good run of Lost Kingdom is very satisfying. It's just a lot of moons very quickly. A little bit later, there's this bird whose name is Klepto, and if you get into his line of sight, he'll actually take Cappy from you and like start the sequence that's like a minute to get Cappy back to get the bird away, that kind of thing. And you'll see the bird as the camera changes this way, I think. It's on the right side on that little platform. But it turns out you can just kind of run up to him and he doesn't catch you anymore. So he kind of flies away there and he just doesn't want to catch you.
Yeah, he got scared of you. He was like, I didn't think he'd actually come up to me. Oh, and I love seeing this where like That angle is so much tighter than it looks to get that bomb.
Yep.
When I've tried it before.
It's really tight. I love this part.
Oh, yeah, that's super sick.
This little section right here, those platforms that are going up and down, they're on cycles. So you kind of do that little jump at the start, go on to the first one, and you make the fastest cycle.
I love how the camera couldn't even keep up with you. You just kept jumping, and it was trying to get up to you, but it couldn't.
Coming up here is a pretty fun trick.
Oh, yeah, the clip through there. Skipping, taking control of the person.
So you're tilting your controller to the left, and usually what we do, I'll kind of show it on here, but you'd hold it all the way this way, and you just kind of aim yourself into there, and then you flick to the left once, and you're just able to get it. So this is actually the one point of RNG I was kind of talking about. It doesn't look like anything, but the Goombas, their position is RNG. So sometimes it can be like really close to the edge, and runners, including myself, have had experiences where the Goomba will just walk off the edge and your run's dead because you need all 4 Goombas to hit that switch to get the moon. If you don't have them, you just have to die. Right here is the Seaside Kingdom, which personally is one of my favorites. This was discovered like a month prior to this run. It was very recent, and it's actually super easy to do. So I'm gonna take my Cheep over here, and there's a little space where you can kind of get deeper into the out of bounds. And if you leave the Cheep there, and then kind of recapture it, you just kind of go out of bounds. You can get this moon really quick. You can also go in bounds there, by the way, which has happened. It's very scary. You get that moon, and then you get this quick moon, and that's the end of the kingdom.
One of my favorite parts about speedrunning especially is just like everyone coming together, constantly learning new tricks, and how everybody's just so friendly, sharing the strats with each other. No one's trying to keep it from each other. It's more of a community effort to just push the time. Like you said with your group chat with all the other people trying to get the sub 1 hour.
Exactly, yeah. Everyone was like, you can do it, you can do it. You know, it was very motivating. It's like everyone trying to do it together. But coming up here, just a little bit of platforming first, and then...
Oh, that was sick. You're 3 seconds ahead right now, and you have to still save another 12, so...
Yeah, and if you look at... Actually, wait. Okay, this part was another part I made a mistake in. Those were the 2 parts I kind of blamed for not getting it, because I was salty. I got over it. I'm fine now.
Yeah, at least this fight, the thing I like about this fight, wow, that's a cool way of doing it. I like how, like, they evolved these fights at least, though, and they're, like, kind of fast strats you can do these at, which I didn't know there was one that's that fast. That is super cool.
Yeah, so if you notice, I'm actually going into first person to set up my angle, and I'm using the coins as my my visual cue, and that sets it up perfectly so you can keep Cappy there and it hits it right away. For reference, this fight is supposed to take like 2 to 3 minutes, I think, but we don't like that.
Yeah, you're also supposed to use the birds that used earlier, but
yeah,
those are nowhere to be seen.
I think that was more of a recent strat too that not many people had gone for. And then here, the most famous trick, the moon skip, which was discovered like the 1st or 2nd day this was out.
And now we get the actual final fight where it's this Bowser thing again.
You take damage for that last hit again, and you beat up Bowser, who, by the way, has the sickest haircut. Have you seen Bowser's hair?
Yeah, he really did care about this wedding, and then Mario had to come ruin it.
In the 2D sections, for the first 6 months of this game, we had no clue that you could just hold the Y button and run.
I'm confused on where you even made the mistake that lost you the second, or is it right at here?
At this point, I'm on pace to actually do it. Each one of these pillars needs 5. One of these shots, I just barely miss. It wasted like 1 second.
Incredible run.
Thank you.
If only they decided to blast off a little sooner.
Yeah, but as you can tell by my reaction, I don't know what to feel.
I'm ready for Mario Odyssey 2 so we can see some more incredible speedruns like this.